If I ask you to buy a Chyawanprash or probably some health drink or some juice, which brand will you prefer? Let me know in the comment section, right? So you will go for a known brand, correct? If you have to enroll for CSI and coaching, which brand will go for? Obviously Biotecnika, known brand, right? Old and renowned brand, reputation, right? So basically, this whole world works on one thing, and that is reputation, right? But as soon as you're launched into the professional world, reputation. Nobody knows us when we are launched into this world as after our graduation or post-graduation, right? So basically, we have to build a reputation of ourselves. And that's the number one reason why freshers don't get job, because nobody knows them, right? So if people know you, if people have known you for a while, if they're familiar, then whatever you ask, their chances of giving that to you is higher, right? And that's exactly the point which I wanted to highlight today. And that's why you, yes, you, need recommendation letters and references. Now, you must have heard of this when you go to a company and you say that I am applying for a job. They'll be like, do you have any recommendation letters or references? You'll be like, I'm just a fresher. How should I get that? They'll ask, do you have experience? You'll be like, I'm just a fresher. How can I get that? So here are some pointers which I wanted to highlight. First thing, get recommendation letter. How would you get it? I'll tell you at the end of the video. But for now, you need recommendation letter and references, because it leads to a validation, okay? Validation of your skills, right? Next is, if people already know you, if they are familiar, so it will give them an insight about your character. Are you a manageable person? Are you a person who will just fight and quarrel? Are you a person who will really work for the company? Now, if you see, all others are also freshers, right? Who are just passing out and applying just like you, right? So recommendation letter and references hits you in a positive way. It hits them in a negative way. Others don't have it, you have it. So it sets you apart from the crowd. Now, followed by that, it also leads to a professional credibility. For example, if you have a recommendation letter from me and you approach any biotech company, they will know me. So they will say, okay, if Mr. Shekhar is recommending, he must be a good guy. Let's talk, right? So at least you land into the interview, right? So a recommendation letter works. That is where your professional reputation and credibility works like a charm. Now, what really happens is, whenever we are recommending a candidate, we also mention a specific thing about your character, like you were too good in this, you were too bad in this. So we actually write what exactly you are good at, right? And that gives more insight to the interviewer, to the recruiter. So basically, you know how I vision it is, like if I am applying for the job, I definitely want the interviewer to definitely pick the call and call me and say that, hey, please come for the interview, right? So that is where it is very important, right? Now, when you're trying to get recommendation letters and references, obviously you will interact with a lot of renowned and reputed people. That will lead to your personal growth, because you listen to them, you listen to what are their views and opinions, and that will further mature you as a person, right? So it leads to your personal growth, right? And followed with that, it definitely fills the experience gap. The problem which you're facing today is the tag of fresher, and that can be filled automatically the moment you bring in some recommendation letters from the industry and when you apply. So I'll give you an example. So if you have a recommendation letter from the CEO of Quantum-Zyme and you apply in Merck, Merck is supposed to take you because you have a recommendation letter from the CEO of Quantum-Zyme. This is the kind of networking you need to do. Now coming to how to get the recommendation letter and references. Well, you need not go anywhere. If you're from the biotech industry and if you're a fresher, you're safe, because Biotecnika has connections in almost every company and every where. So all you have to do is now join the Crickstar Scholarship Award Scheme, which is, the link is given in the description, crickstar.biotecnika.org. Apply there, get selected, and then if you are good, I'll train you for 1 year. And then I'll give you the recommendation letter and references. And using that, you can get placed. In fact, under Crickstar Scholarship Scheme, we are also providing you the placement assistance and interview guarantee. Now, this means definitely you cannot just shed the growth, fresher tag, but definitely you can get job also. In fact, we are talking to the government of Karnataka also regarding this, to make more people get benefited from this Crickstar Scholarship Scheme. So these were the pointers which I wanted to share today. In fact, there is much more to be told about recommendation letters. It always goes an extra mile whenever you want. And, whether it is a big company or a small company, recommendation letter will always work, because others don't have it. Because it gives you a transparency about your character, your achievements, and your reputation, right? So tell me, which Chyawanprash you will buy? A known brand or an unknown brand? Which earphone you will buy or a phone you will buy? A known brand or an unknown brand, right? The same way, which person will get hired in a biotech company? A person who is not having any reputation or a person who is coming in with a recommendation letter? You decide. And if you agree with me, then please apply for Quickstar Scholarship. Link in the description. All the best. Bye-bye.